What's up, guys?
What's up, everybody?
Welcome back to Paranormal Debates.
Yeah.
So I'm Nini,
I'm Fernando.
and today we are reacting to paranormal activity caught on camera.
Yeah, so it's gonna be another viewer / random videos.
Yeah.
So Marlena's been looking up random videos, and we've actually had a couple of friends that actually sent us a couple.
Yeah, so it's a complete blind react, so
Yeah. So
we'll see how these are.
like the last time.
Yeah. Alright, so this is video 1.
Video 1. Jeez, right away.
Still off. I have no.
Wait. Well, okay. All right, we'll do the clips then.
Yeah, I guess it's multiple bunched up in one
Yeah,
clip.
like we said, we didn't even know.
Yeah.
But all right, let's just go with the first one. I'll just start it off. First of all, it's pretty scary. But my question is like, where the hell is this guy at? You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, damn.
Could be camping or something.
Yeah, probably just camping.
Because he was like in a camper.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, like, he did have a second camera, and you know, to be realistic, that could have been a different shot of, you know, the car being pushed from the back or something. You know, it could have been faked. It's hard to tell. I don't know. It's pretty intense though. Like, I don't know. That would be really scary. Like, for sure, spook meter like 5 if you were actually in that situation. Whether it was even people or ghosts, like,
Yeah.
like hell no, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm kind of on the same boat as Fernando, where I kind of feel like, especially when it comes to, I mean, I don't know if this is TikTok or
I'm not
I
sure.
don't know. Yeah, they're random. So there's a lot of fake videos on TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. So it's really hard to tell, but the fact that he did have that second camera, it did look like he was camping out somewhere. It could be that he was investigating.
Could be. Right.
Maybe that area is known for having stuff happen like that, like poltergeist activity like that. That's why he had the second camera set up outside, and he had one inside.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that was a pretty hard slam. It was like making everything shake, and it was loud. Like, I could literally feel the booming in my ears. And for that to be just like a string being pulled, you have to be pulling it really fucking hard, you know?
Yeah.
So...
Hey, I mean, some people are, if it was fake, they're getting pretty good with their content, so...
Yeah, I mean,
that's gonna make it really hard.
That's a lot of cuts to like... Or some kind of, I don't know if it's like green screen or something to make that person like seem invisible, and they were like slamming the door.
Yeah.
It could be anything, dude. I don't know, but and also I was kind of like a little iffy about his reaction. He was just like, "Oh." Like, I feel like if I was seeing something like that, like, I don't know, I would probably be a lot more scared, but then everybody reacts differently. Not everyone's gonna scream.
Paralyzed.
Yeah, he could be paralyzed in fear. Maybe he just didn't know what to think of it.
What would you even do? Like, obviously you want to run out, but whatever supposedly is there is outside.
Yeah.
So you're like, I run outside, I get attacked.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Do I stay inside? I don't know. I think maybe I would have like try to get a weapon, I guess. So whatever I can find, you know.
Because then also when you go to investigate a place, you're going with the intentions and the expectations that something is going to happen. And if something does happen, especially if like they tell you, dude, if you go to this place, it's intense. Like, we had doors slamming, we had our windows slamming, we heard knocking all over our car. Like, it's freaking crazy, so be prepared. So I feel like if you're expecting something like that, then maybe this guy was just doing what everyone wishes every paranormal investigator would do. It's like, don't run away. Don't start screaming. Don't freaking do this. Like, be calm and like be like, okay, this is happening, you know? So maybe like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm probably leaning more towards real on that one. only because it would be very good editing to be able to fake something like that. So I'm leaning more towards real, and yeah, for me that would be like a 5.
Yeah, that situation, no matter what, was intense. But all right, so I'm not sure how many videos are in this video.
Yeah, so this is a
So
second
yeah,
clip.
we'll just continue it.
Still off. I have not touched it. Love you, Mom. I know you're here with me. If you want to turn on that light, I really would like for you to turn it on. So I know that you're here. And if it turns on, then I know that you love me and you're always by me. So if you want to use your powers to turn on that light, go ahead. I'm waiting. Take as long as you need. Don't be shy.
Those 2 clips. Alright, so for that one, I mean, it was kind of sad, you know, because she was talking about her mom, you know, like...
She did mention who it was?
Yeah, that her mom, I guess, had passed away, so
okay.
that was... I guess her mom would always turn on that light as a, like, I guess to her, that's, like, symbolism that her mom's there with her. So... I don't see why she would lie about something like that. That's pretty something booped up to lie about, you know.
Yeah, you never know. Some people are crazy, but
I mean, yeah, for content, I guess.
it's pretty
some
sad,
people
no matter what. You know?
Yeah, some people could stoop to the lowest levels, but that's something that's like super simple, you know. I feel like you would have to lie about something a lot more dramatic than a light turning on, you know. So I don't know. I'll say it's real. But on the spook meter, I mean, it's. If it is in fact 100% real, it's like more sad, more like sweet, if anything.
Yeah.
Because, God forbid, you know, whenever my mom goes...
Anyone's mom, basically.
Yeah, anyone's mom, you know, anyone's loved one.
Asshole,
Yeah, you know, then like, and anything like that can show that they're still around you is a beautiful thing, you know? So, I would rate it like a 1 on the spook meter. It's not really spooky. It's more sweet, more sad, and independent. You know.
Yeah, I mean, my answer's probably basically the same. Honestly, like yeah, it's spooky. I mean, there's always like context or whatever that you need. Like, how did she figure out that was her mom? You know, like this whole time maybe she's like trying to make it a positive situation out of a negative, that there's something haunting her, you know.
Yeah, because there's always that controversy that spirits don't stay stuck, so they often like to take on the cloak of a loved one to kind of trick you into thinking that demons. Yeah, demons. Yeah. Demons would take on the cloak of a loved one just to like kind of trick people, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But then again, at the same time, I do believe that they are allowed to visit us, you know? So sometimes I feel like maybe they do come and visit every now and then.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's usually like they're there until they feel like they're not needed anymore.
Yeah.
Like you got to a place in life where you're fine. Mm-hmm. You know?
And who knows, and maybe they step in like every now and then, like, oh, you know, they need me right now, they're sad or whatever, so I'll turn on a little light to just give them that comfort, like I'm still here, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess in her case, and probably
yeah, in her case, too, I was just using it as an example, you know, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, like, it could be faked, you know, like, but like we said, it's pretty sad. It's pretty low of a person to even like be saying, you know, that like the mom passed away, like, and it's not true, you know. And it's like, damn, just for content.
Yeah.
But in the spook meter, yeah, I'll just say like a 1 or 2. just because it's still a haunting, but it's not really. Yeah, probably just the one. Yeah, just because. I mean, if it's just a light and it's only when like she is asking for the reassurance of her mother, then
Mama! 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 What? Hi.
I guess
Yeah.
But I don't know. Let's check out the next one.
On the night of May 10th of 2024, a mother's looking at her child through a Ring camera when something happens that scares the living daylights out of her. Veronica Alba, who submitted this video, writes that she was watching over her child from a different part of the house. She was upstairs, getting her 2-year-old ready for bed. Her 4-year-old, who was downstairs, was waiting for her to come back. But during this time, something happens that Veronica can't explain. Mind you, that no one else was home except Veronica and her 2 children. This is her footage. Watch.
Yeah. Be careful. It's me, Snoopy. Be careful, don't fall.
Well, damn.
You go first.
I mean, this one could technically be paranormal or not paranormal. I mean, it could have different reasons for it. And, it could either be like a hacker trying to scare people to maybe a residual haunting.
Yeah, because I have heard about like there was a time it was a short time, or I don't know if I'm like imagining this, but I remember that there was hackers hacking into
yeah, there's a bunch of videos
to like Ring cameras and stuff. And, yeah.
And I don't know. It's weird just because the mom didn't react to it.
Yeah.
Or I don't think the baby either. Like, he was just chilling the whole time. Like, he was just looking around. So it could be like an EVP, I guess. Who knows? Like, maybe someone got murdered at the house.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe another good point on why it could be real is because, well, I don't know. Because also you don't want to make a video with your baby in it. There's a lot of weirdos out there, and I feel like a mom would be reluctant to even release a video with their baby.
Yeah.
But it's usually, I mean, I guess they do all the time because they're cute videos and stuff. But.
And there are some like parents that will use their kids as
like
clout, I guess, or
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm even using that term.
Yeah, I know,
correctly,
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna say real. Just because it could be like a residual haunting or like just an EVP, I guess. Because that's basically an EVP. Like, you don't hear it, but it comes out on the recorder. And spook meter, I'd probably say like a 3, just because it is pretty scary, and like I always say, who knows what happens before and after the videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it's a haunting, like it's gonna continue. It's not just gonna stop just because they start recording.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I think I'm gonna say real, and I'm gonna say 3.
3. For me, yeah, I'm like, to be honest, when I heard the screams, I kind of made a face like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did find it weird that the kid was just kind of standing there, just kind of looking around, like he was like I'm like, the baby gate's wide open. Like, if he was waiting for his mom, why didn't he just like go look for his mom or something? I don't know, but I mean, it could be that maybe the reason why he was just kind of, you know, standing there quiet, looking around, maybe he was feeling some kind of energy.
That's a good point, yeah. Because that's true. Like,
Hello.
well, I mean, it's a baby. You can do some random shit, but that is weird. That's true. That is weird that he was just standing there and right in front of the camera and just kind of like waiting.
Yeah, like kind of waiting, right? Like he was just kind of waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, or like maybe the mom told him, "Hey, stand right here," and
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too. That's why I was kind of like when I heard the screams, but then like and then his face too. Like he did kind of have a reaction when the screams were happening.
Did he?
Yeah, like I don't know if you want to rewind it, but he kind of like he heard the screams and he kind of went like that. Like I don't know if like
that's true.
I don't know if he maybe did hear something. I don't know, but I don't know. Like I said, it's so hard nowadays because there's so much fake content out there. So on the spook meter, honestly, it didn't really. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Like, I'm going based off of like my first reaction right away, and I say it's like a yeah, like same as you, like a 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say a 3, and then I'll say that it's. I mean, I don't know if it's real or fake. I'm kind of in the middle with that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like I said, I had different ideas of what it could be, but hey, who knows, you know? All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on to number 3.
Damn, it's loud.
What the hell?
Oh my god, don't freaking lie to me, dude.
What the hell? You sent me this one. Go
again.
real and explain this. We didn't get to see it. We didn't get to like.
Bruh. Oh my god, so stupid.
What the? It's definitely real.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude.
5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Oh, never mind. It's gonna.
Alright.
Like we said, guys, this is random. We pick random ones.
Hello?
Poltergeist.
Oh my god.
Dude, fuck.
No. That literally gave me chills. Like, man. If you want to go first.
Dude, that's literally like the worst thing. Like, and just hearing someone just run at you. Because you don't even know what to do. You're like, you know, your fight or flight or whatever doesn't even know, like, do I just punch the air?
Yeah.
Like,
I think because you can't even see what the hell's running at you to begin with.
Shadow people boxing, you know? Hell no. That's like, I think that's my worst fear. Is just like, since you can't even see it or as it is, and then for it to like obviously run at you, like,
Yeah.
it's one thing like if it's like carpet or something. This is like straight up like wooden stairs.
Yeah.
And it's just like, hell no.
Mhm.
I mean, like the video is very like narrow, so the person next to them could, I guess, stomp on the floor, but I don't know. If it was real, for sure, I would say a 5 out of 5, just because that would just be terrifying.
Yeah. To me, because I have seen this one before, and I know it is a couple. It's a couple that is recording their
dog,
hauntings. I think. Yeah, and like their dog. Because I know there was a longer clip to this that showed a little bit more, but I think it's a couple that is recording their hauntings. But anyways, to me, I'm leaning a lot towards real, because I always go based on like if they have a dog or cat, I always go based on their reaction.
That's true.
If they're reacting, and the fact that you hear the dog barking like crazy, he's obviously barking at something. You know what I mean? These like animals have these senses, so the fact that the dog was reacting to something, I mean, that's already a dead giveaway that it's like bro, that
It's something. You know?
there's something there. And then the running, it honestly, like, the reason why it gave me chills, like, even though I've seen it before, like, I still got chills, like, as it was the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
Because it reminded me of this EVP that we got at my brother's old job.
Yeah.
We were recording in, like, this old Sunday school. It used to be a Sunday school. And we were recording in there, and then we were just asking questions and stuff, you know what I mean? And then once we heard back to it later, we heard... Well, first we were speaking to what sounded like a little boy.
Yeah.
And he said his name was Bobby and everything. And he was he was talking to us pretty consistently. You could hear, like, a little boy's voice, you know, and, like... But he was, like, very whispery, you know, like... And then all of a sudden you hear him say, "He's coming." And then it gets quiet for, like, probably, like, 5 seconds, 8 seconds or something. And then we hear this very, like, demonic voice say, "Get the fuck out." And then we hear stomping like that.
Yeah.
Like, as if he was running, like, trying to chase us out. So that's when I heard that, I was like, oh, it just reminded me of that EVP.
Yeah.
And once again, it's an EVP that got lost in time, and I wish I can get it.
This is pretty old, no? This is like...
This was years ago. This is a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think this was when I was in college, I think.
I mean, did you want to tell the full story, or you want to, like...
The full story of what?
Of that.
Like, what happened with my ex and all that?
Yeah. Because, I mean, technically, there's...
I mean, we have to make up for that fucking clip, I guess. We have to make up for that stupid clip of the cat. Alright, so I'll tell the story. This happened to my ex. So, going back to my brother's job, it was like a
line plant.
It was a line plant. So it was pretty much, it wasn't functioning anymore. There wasn't any more workers. There wasn't, like, it wasn't an active place, but they still had security guards.
And then just so you guys get, like, a idea, so basically this line plant was getting a lot of money, and then it was basically even starting its own little town. So this little town was growing, and I forgot why they stopped, but they eventually stopped, and, like, it's so far away from town that it's almost like not real, just kind of like, why even live there? And you're living next to a line plant, which is like, I don't know if it's like toxic or not, but yeah, that's why there's like a little tiny little town that's abandoned. It's not even that big, but it's like a couple houses, right? And then like a cemetery and the school.
So at this line plant, it's from what my brother described to me, is that since it was so far from town, and they had workers coming from, like, Mexico, they had workers coming from Douglas, from Bisbee and all that stuff, because this line plant's kind of in the middle of, like, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's far. It's probably, like, I would say maybe like 20-25 minutes away from Douglas. And so I don't know if I should even say, like, the location.
It's fine. I'll cut it off.
Okay, just like blur it or something. So yeah, it's and then from what my brother described to me is that when it was functioning, so that the workers wouldn't have to, go back and forth, like, long distances to work, that's why they started to build a community. That's why they had a church there. They had that little Sunday school. They had, like, there was, like, a mansion that was there. I think it was the main owner's house. Mm-hmm. And there are some houses that are, like, kind of around there. Like, there's, like, maybe, it's like it looks like kind of like an RV park or something. Some people still live in, no? Yeah, I think some people still, some people still live there. And I know, like, if you go down that road, like, before you enter the line plant, there's more houses down that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there are houses around there. Right. And but I don't know.
There are a lot of them. There's a couple that are abandoned, basically.
Yeah.
They're pretty much surrounding the line plant, no?
Yeah, and then there's also a small cemetery.
Yeah.
So yeah. And, so that's, like, basically the backstory of that. And then, okay, so we were at that Sunday school again. It was me, my ex, my brother, well, my two brothers, and I forgot who else was there, but we were investigating inside the little school again. And well, that's where we got the EVP from. And on that EVP, I didn't mention this part, but the little boy that was speaking to us, he told us that his name was Bobby. So that's important for later. So he said his name was Bobby, right? And we were recording inside there, doing EVP, you know, doing all the, you guys know all that already. And when we were leaving the lime plant, we were passing by. So it was me and my ex sitting in the back seat of our friend's car. Our friend Jimmy was driving, and I think I think Omar was in the passenger seat. Omar's my brother. And we were driving to leave the lime plant, and then I hear my ex say, like, oh shit, go back to the school. I think I saw somebody standing there. And then our friend Jimmy was like, oh shit, I think I saw that too. So then he reverses and he goes to the school, and he has the headlights flashing towards the school.
Yeah.
And they're like, shit, like it disappeared. And then Jimmy was like, explain to me what you saw, dude. And then like, you know, my ex was like, oh, I saw like a little boy. Like it was a little boy. He had short black hair, and then he was wearing overalls and like socks that go up to here, and then black shoes.
Kind of old school, like.
Yeah, like old
clothes.
school, you know, like.
Yeah.
And then I think he was wearing like a red shirt underneath the overalls. And then Jimmy was like, yeah, dude, I fucking saw the same thing. And then I was like, oh shit, maybe that was Bobby. Because also, I keep having to go back, but we also caught a photo inside that school because my brother was just shooting a bunch of photos. And in one of the windows, you can see like a little face on the lower right. And he looked like you could see like it was a little kid face. And when we showed my ex that photo, he was like, he got chills, and he was like, oh shit, that's what the little boy looked like.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, after they saw that apparition at the school, we took off, you know, we dropped off my ex, you know, Jimmy dropped me and my brother off at my mom's. And then all of a sudden my ex, he goes back home that night and he tells his sister, like holy fuck, we got an EVP. He explained like the little boy said he was Bobby, and then we in like some demonic voice say, get the fuck out, and like running towards us and shit. And then he's like, yeah, when we were leaving, I saw this little boy, blah, blah, blah. And then his sister got upset with him and was like, you need to not be fucking with that shit. Like, you need to be careful because stuff can follow you. And he's like, whatever, like, whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
the usual.
Yeah, the usual, you know. And so sometime later, my ex was sleeping, and he woke up to like a bright light flashing into his room. Because the way his room was really small, but he had like his bed against the wall, and then right in front of him, he had 2 guitars, and he had his window right there. And he said that the light was so bright it flashed from his window, and it woke him up. And this was the nighttime, you know. And at first he thought like, oh shit, was that a fucking car? But he was like, that was too fucking bright to be, you know.
Yeah.
Headlights for a car. So he sits up and he sees that little boy standing in between his 2 guitars looking at him. And he fucking got terrified, and he goes and tells his mom and everything. And then his sister was like, see, I fucking told you.
Yeah. You
know, she got pissed off and everything. And then I think he had his mom like sleep with him because he was like, boo, that dude, I'm too scared, you know, obviously, you know. And so after that, my ex started to change. Like, he started to not feel himself. He was feeling very emotional, very numb to things. Like, he wasn't able to enjoy the stuff that he always enjoyed. And I remember, like, during that time, he just had this sadness in his eyes.
Yeah.
And then there was a time that he was supposed to go visit me, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna get ready and then I'll go over. At this time, he was living in, he went to go stay the night at his grandma's house in Mexico. So I was like waiting for him and stuff, and like he wasn't like calling me, nothing. And I was like, what the hell's going on? And I kept trying to call him, no answer. And then finally, his sister answered. And she was like, well, his older sister answered. And she was like, Nini, do you have any idea what's wrong with him? Like, he's right here crying on the couch. Like, he can't stop crying. And I was like, I don't know. Like, and I started crying because I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, you know? So I started crying, and she was like, yeah, he says he just doesn't feel himself. And then so he didn't visit me that day because he just wasn't feeling up to it. So, and then there was a time that his sister that, because he has two sisters. The one that answered the phone was his oldest sister, and the one that lives with him that he told the story to and all that stuff was his second oldest sister. So his sister was babysitting his two nieces.
Yeah.
No, I think it was just one of his nieces. And she was the youngest one. I think at this time she was probably like, I would say like 3 or 4 years old. And she was playing in my ex's room. And she already knew she wasn't allowed to play in there. But my ex wasn't there. He was at school, so it didn't freaking matter. So she was playing in there, and she was facing away from the door.
Yeah.
And she was like playing pretend, like talking to somebody. And my ex's sister was like listening in, you know, just trying to see like what silly stuff she would say, because, you know, kids say funny stuff when they're playing pretend. And then she sees, I'll just call her Jackie.
Yeah.
She sees Jackie turn around, and she hides because she didn't want Jackie to get embarrassed. You know, so she just hid so that Jackie wouldn't see her. And then she hears Jackie say, "Liar, there's nobody at the door." And then...
Oh, scary.
Yeah, and then like my ex's sister just got like chills, and she was like, "Whoa, like how did she know I was there? And who the fuck is she talking to?" You know. And then there was this other time with that same niece, Jackie. His sister goes in there, and Jackie's playing again. She's playing inside my ex's room, and his sister goes in there and she sits down with her, and she's like, "Can I play with you?" And Jackie was like, she like looked under the bed, and she was like, "Yeah." And then his sister thought that was kind of weird, so she was like, "Okay, whatever." So then they continued playing, but then she noticed that Jackie was like, she kept like looking under the bed, and she wasn't getting into playing, you know. And then his sister like was like, "What's wrong? Why do you keep looking under the bed? What's wrong?" And she was like, "Well, it's because Bobby's scared of you." And as soon as she said Bobby, like she got chills, and she was like,
Bruh.
That's exactly the ghost that followed, you know.
Yeah.
So she was like, "Well, tell him that he needs to leave, that, you know, he's not welcome here, he needs to leave." And he was like, "Well, the thing is, he's sad." And she was like, "Well, what's he sad about?" "That he lost his ball." And she was like, "Well, tell him that, you know, to leave, like, to go find his ball somewhere else, you know, like to leave, you know." And then she was like, "Oh, well, I'll talk to him, you know." So like, whatever. So then time goes on, and then she notices, like, because they were in the living room, my ex and his sister and Jackie were in the living room watching TV. And then my ex was just sitting there, like, kind of sad, you know, like just kind of dozing off, not really like being himself, you know. And Jackie was like, "Why is Theo sad?" His sister was like, "Well, you know, Theo's just not feeling good." And she was like, "It's because of Bobby, huh?" And then his sister like, "Well, that's why you need to tell Bobby that he needs to leave." And then like Jackie started looking like that, like towards the hallway, because from their living room, you can look directly down the hallway and you could see my ex's room, and then his bed is right there. And Jackie was looking like that. She kept looking like, you know, like she was looking under the bed. And then she was like, "Well, it's because he can't find his ball." And then his sister's like, "Well, you need to tell him that, look at, he's making Theo not feel good. You need to tell him that he needs to leave, you know." And then, and yeah, I don't know what else came from that conversation, but yeah. So sometime after that, you know, my ex was just not himself, you know, but Like, there was times that he would just break down crying for no reason. And I remember one time I went to go visit him.
You know how long this lasted?
This lasted probably, like, I would say almost a month.
Yeah.
That it was like this. And because he
and
wasn't
stuff.
sure, yeah, like, he wasn't sure what the hell was going on. And I have, like, a picture of me and him. Like, we were at, like, a family dinner. And, like, I think we were about to, like, give each other a kiss, and, like, they took a picture of us, but we were, like, not there yet, so we're just like this.
Yeah.
But you can see in his face, like, you could see he had bags under his eyes. You could see, like, he looked sad.
Like, kind of, like, drained.
Yeah, drained. He
Yeah.
looked super drained. And, like, I mean, of course, those photos are deleted, so I can't find them. So don't ask for them, but... so they're deleted, but my point is, like, he looks super sad in that picture.
Yeah.
Look at this photograph.
And then there was this time that I went to go visit him, and he was, like, playing guitar, and then all of a sudden he just stopped, and he was like, he started crying again, and I was like, what's wrong, you know? And he was like, I can't play guitar. He's like, I can't do what I love doing. He's like, I hate feeling this way. He's like, I don't know why I'm feeling this way. And then, like, he just cried, and he's like, if I can't play guitar, if I can't do what I love, then I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. You know, he just felt helpless.
Mm-hmm.
And I just tried to, like, comfort him the best I can. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what's going on with you, you know. I had some kind of idea,
yeah.
you know, but I wasn't entirely sure. And so, sometime later, my ex's family was just like, we need to do something about this. And the way his sister explained it to me was that there was this prayer that his nana had that is specifically for hauntings like that. It's like an intense prayer. Mm-hmm. And she had written it down, and she had it folded, and she put it somewhere. And I think she had prayed, like, if I ever need this, like, she was praying, and she was like, please, I need that prayer. And then out of nowhere it popped up. And so she found the prayer. I think it was somewhere. I think it was, like, in a book somewhere. I don't know.
Is the grandma still alive at this point, or no?
No, yeah, she's alive. I think she's still alive now, you know. But
why didn't you just ask her and be like, yo, where's that prayer?
no, I'm saying that the nana was asking for the prayer.
Oh, I see.
Because she had written down this prayer, and she was like praying to God, like, please, like, I need this prayer.
Yeah.
You know, it was, like, supposed to be an intense prayer. So she found it in some weird way, and she was like, okay, this is meant to be, you know. Mm-hmm. So they went to my ex's house, and you know, they were like, okay, let's all go into his room and let's pray in there. And so they had the window open, because there's a saying that, or a belief that, if you leave the windows open while you're saging or blessing your home, it gives an exit for spirits to get out.
Yeah.
So that's why you need to leave, like, a window open or a door open or whatever. So they left the window open, and my ex had, like, blinds, and that's important. So so my ex was sitting on his bed, and he just had his hands, and like he had his, like, face buried in his hands, like he just was, like, feeling helpless. Mm. And his family was all in there praying, and then all of a sudden they see they feel a big gust of wind coming from inside the room, and it exits outside the window. They even saw the blinds get pushed like this, and then they saw a dust devil, like, leave. And then after that, my ex started, like, feeling better. Like, after that, like, he slowly started feeling more himself.
Yeah.
And after that, he was completely traumatized. Like, he didn't want anything to do with paranormal stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like, if my brothers ever were like, hey, we should go investigate this, or, like, he was like, nope. He's like, I don't want to have anything to do with it. Which we understood. We're like, we didn't force him. We're like, you know, we understand. Stupidly, we still investigated some places after that, like, after something like that, you know, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a very long story, but I wanted to make up for that random stupid video of the cat ghost.
Alright, guys, so we have one more video, actually. Let's check it out.
Mira, dice, mira esto como de luz pasando pero no se graba muy bien. Y luego después sale como un señor, mira, se para ahí y como que se convierte en un señor, mira. Y se queda ahí, ahí todavía está corriendo el reloj de la cámara, se está grabando, mira, se mira como dos cabezas, pues dos personas se mira ahí atravesadas a la misma vez, que tienen como una lámpara, a lo mejor es una pareja, pero no sé, a veces empieza a mover y la cámara ya no lo graba muy bien, pero a veces mira que se está yendo por aquí.
Oh, wow.
Senor, that looked like a freaking child.
Those two people. They look like a couple or like could have been two kids.
Yeah.
I wonder where this was. Just cause like, you know.
Damn, this was this August.
Oh wow.
Wow. At 4:26 a.m. on a Thursday.
On a Thursday. All right. Well, I guess I'll go first on this one. I mean, damn, you know, finally a good orb. Well, besides the freaking baseball orb.
Oh yeah, that one was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is basically evidence of what it looks like. You know what I mean? Like an orb going, how we discussed it. Like, oh, is it a freaking orb or like a human being walking around or whatever? You know, like, or is it a different like thing? You know, and no, it's an orb. It's literally a person. It's almost like as if the orb is their heart or something. You know.
Yeah, or it could just be like their energy, like their
well, their soul.
Their soul or something, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like maybe that's what people end up looking like, and then when it goes into human, I feel like maybe that's like the memory of themselves, you know, like I don't know, because then there are stories where when relatives or someone like goes and visits you or a haunting, they seem to be a different age. Like maybe the age they prefer to be looked at in or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, because there has been stories of that too, where like people would see a family member, but it's like their younger self, or they'll show themselves in a way that you remember seeing them.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, if it's CGI, I mean it is 2024. It's a real good video. I would say real, just because it seems like that's the evidence, you know. That's the way it would look like if an orb turned, you know, showed their like became a full body apparition. And I mean, like spook meter wise, I'll probably go like probably a 3, just because, you know, it's a camera, and it's more of like an amazing video than terrifying, you know.
Yeah, well, for me, I do believe it's real. As far as paranormal, I'm a little, because I have seen a lot of these security camera type of videos, and a lot of people have debunked a lot of these types of videos that sometimes the camera, it's a delay.
Yeah.
Because the fact that you could see him moving and you could kind of see like there was like
that's true.
You could see like the pixels trying to catch up, and then he would appear, then disappear and stuff. And he could have had like a flashlight or like a lantern or something. Yeah,
but
like
it could have been the orb itself, though. Like
it could have been.
You know,
yeah.
like the operation is more transparent than the orb itself. You know.
Yeah.
The one thing that I just thought of, you know, it says it is in Mexico, and they both look like they have old traditional Mexican clothes, which is like the white, you know, like fabric. You know, I don't know what it is, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that old school style, like clothing. But I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, because it to me it looked like a little boy. I don't know. And I was able to kind of see a second thing, like a second apparition. It could have been, or a second person or whatever, that could have been there with him. But I don't know, I feel like, because what kind of threw me off was when he just stood there looking towards the camera for like a good minute, or I don't know how long it was. It seemed like a long time. He kind of stood there looking at the camera and then he started walking back. I don't know, it could have been somebody scoping out the place, being like, oh, you know, kind of looking.
Yeah, because I was actually going to bring up the fact that, you know, where in Mexico is it? Is it close to the border? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because it looks like, I mean, I don't know if that's obviously someone's yard. They have a camera. It could be a farm or something. I don't know. But it could be someone that was scoping out the place. That's why it was at such an odd time of day, you know, 4:26
in the morning and shit.
Yeah, and like they had a flashlight, so they could have been scoping out the place. They could have been lost. I don't know, but it just, to me, I'm kind of not. I don't really think it's paranormal, and I would say it's a 1 on the spook meter.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it is a good point that, like, some cameras do record like that, or they have, you know.
I mean, very choppy.
Yeah.
And I have seen clips too, like where they've actually proven, like, see, some cameras can have a delay, and that's how it is. Like, all of a sudden you'll see somebody walking, like it's a solid person, like it's at a busy street, then all of a sudden they disappear.
Yeah.
And then they appear in frame again later on. And they're like, you know, so.
All right, guys. You guys got a little, well, long story time.
Yeah, because it was a lot of backstory, one, a lot of stuff attached to it.
It's a big story and it's legit, you know, like many people vouch for that story, and it's not just a little, oh, I saw a ghost in my room story. Like our other ones are very short. Like this had like a month's worth of, you know.
Yeah, and it was
like,
forming.
experience.
It was attached to him. It was leeching and consuming his energy and like making him feel what he was feeling, which is sadness.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
You know, and I truly do believe, like, I don't know if this little boy was a good spirit or not. I don't know. Because there's always that controversy that sometimes, you know, demons can always, like how I said earlier, can cloak into something innocent.
I feel like maybe it was an actual little boy, just because in a whole month nothing really bad happened, but your ex feeling the dread that it had, or he had, and then the niece being around the ghost like for so long and nothing, it didn't say anything nasty, or that we at least know of, you know what I mean? Like, it seemed like they were just playing around, you know, the whole time it was innocent.
Yeah, because I kind of battled with that too, because I was like, why my ex? Like, why did it attach to him? And it could just be that maybe it felt some kind of energy with him where they were like, I feel like this guy will help me escape. For whatever reason, because I feel like my theory is that this little boy was being held captive by that demonic spirit that yelled at us to get out. And I feel like it latched onto my ex, and it was like,
I just latched onto whoever it could.
Yeah, whoever it could,
even, like,
you know, and it could have been me, it could have been my brother, it could have been Jimmy, like, it could have been any one of us, and it chose to latch onto my ex for whatever reason, so, and he was able to escape, you know, like, now, and also what confirmed that even more is that my brother was like, yeah, I don't see that little boy ghost anymore, because he used to report seeing him sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, and like, well, my brother can say his side of all those things whenever he decides to come on, but because he has a freaking way more paranormal stuff to talk about, so we'll see when it could even be like a 2-part thing where he can.
It's gonna have to be.
Yeah, because it's gonna be a lot.
We're probably gonna cut it for sure, because there's the main story. It's on itself, like, yeah. I mean, whatever, you know, like, there's nothing wrong with doing multiple video, you know.
Yeah.
Like the other one, we did like an hour and a half, and we felt like it was pretty long.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, we're gonna leave it right here. You know, we'll continue doing more videos. Like we have other videos that more other friends sent, but you know we're gonna, you know, almost not dedicate an episode to them, but you know, in this one, you know, some didn't want their name tagged, some didn't care, but of course we're gonna ask again as I'm editing and be like, hey, are you sure? Do you care? You not? Like I don't have to put it. Like we know you sent it to us, you know,
Yeah.
and then you have some that you looked up, like the cat or the dog.
Yeah, that was like a
whatever else.
random one I sent in.
Yeah, but it's funny though. It's a little break, you know, like.
Yeah, it kind of just gives you a little giggle, a little
Yeah.
giggly wiggly.
Yeah. But yeah, guys. All right.
But yeah, to make sure to like and subscribe.
Oh yeah.
Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Share to your nanas and your tatas and your tios.
Share to Bobby.
And your dogs. No, please don't. Let him rest.